Well, hello, friends, and welcome to another Tarot Chat with Jay. I have a hashtag today. Hashtag Tarot Helps. Have you come across a situation where you've been disappointed or upset or just really facing some big questions and you've turned to tarot? Not just to draw a spread and look for, an answer in a body, mind, spirit sort of way or a self-care spread, but to really deep dive with one or two cards to intentionally pull them and work your way through. So I've sort of come across a Sisyphus moment. I feel like I'm putting all this energy and intention and pushing this huge rock up this mountain with intent and goal, and there we go, rolling back down to the bottom again. So rather than running my cards through the shredder, or clearing my altar in one fell swoop, or giving away all my books, I decided to take a minute and pause and look at doubt, courage, strength, and the Fool. So when in doubt, an emotional crisis, in that Sisyphus moment or that bad luck streak, you go back to basics. You gather your courage, you address your strengths, you go back to basics with humility and a little bit of foolishness. You go back to the Fool card, go back to beginning. So to that end, when in doubt, collect your strengths, go back to basics, retrot the path. We see here in This Might Hurt, he's packed everything. So everything is packed in the satchel. Reassess, take a moment, redraw that map, redecide where you're going, smell the flower, take that leap of faith. The lemniscate that strength and courage provides shows us that flexibility. Talk about a flexible card. This card can be 8. This card can be 11. This card, you can be the person. This card, you can be the lion. You could be the combination. I think the lemniscate shows this intensity of energy and sway. I always have a choice is what's presented in this card, and I actually think it shows a beautiful Two of Pentacles energy that shows this lemniscate clearly. This is always a sign that's never static, it's never finished, it's always evolving, always in motion, always juggling. So I also see this energy in the Tarot of Mystical Moments. The Fool here is on a crocodile path. This is a nod to the Thoth. It talks about the underbelly, the deep and shadowy, the scale, the repetition, the slither and motion. According to the tarot reader Ricardo Sanchez, crocodile is biting its own umbilical cord. It reflects on creativity, but also on archival and old forces at play. So one of the things that I think that you're doing is the Fool encourages you to retrod the path that you've already been on. The crocodile is also a version of the Ouroboros. What is the tail? What is the head? What is the underbelly? What is the spiny top? What is seen and what is unseen? It's not an unfamiliar path. And also, I have to give a shout out in this deck to Strength, which is absolutely adorable. She is the lion. She has whiskers. She has little ears. They are absolutely swirling in this lemniscate energy. And I really am very entranced by this depiction. Here in the Cat Black Mystical Moments, we see the Fool, and she's very upright. She's standing on her own 2 feet. She's not actually camping off the path at this point. She's listening to the song. She's drumming her own tune, and this very much talks about that creativity and that, you know, okay, well, that opus that I was writing for a year and a half, it's not quite working out. I think I'm just going to go back to boom, 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 boom. Go back to that heartbeat, that drum beat, that bass of who you are as a creative person. And it's not failing. I think that's the Sisyphus lesson that I'm learning here. The Fool is not foolish. The fool is not stupid. It's not loss. It's not failure. I don't have to beat myself up for returning to the beginning of the path. I can see it as a gyre, as an ascension, as an elevation, as something more zen and more beautiful. I can see it as a win through loss. Or I can journal that heavily and discuss it on Tarot Chat and use tarot to help me come to those realizations. The Strength card here in the Golden Tarot is very interesting as well. This is sort of a way I see of depicting a new narrative. We see the lion is shielded with armor in the protection of this woman from this charging uncertainty. It's a little hard to see it in this depiction, but this is actually seems to be an armed knight on a horse barreling down toward you. This seems to be a little bit of tension, adversary, problematic items on the path, and it's sort of readdressing it and saying, no, my darling lion, here, you are safe. You don't have to go into the fray. You don't have to go into the foray. You can stay here safe in my arms, and we can take a minute and think these things through. Very often, for new perspective, I turn to Bradley Valentine, and here we see, I wanted to talk about, the Fool depicted as dreamer. The Fool is depicted as dreamer, a fairy on the path to the tour. The Fool, the tour, halfway up the tour, is life experience. This is the Tower, once again, renamed, reimagined, retelling that tale in a slightly different way. And then at the end of this experience, our fairy comes out as the World card. And there is a connection between the Fool, the Tower, the tour, the journey, the ascension, and the world. In fact, very often the Fool comes back as Arcana, Major Arcana card number 22, and becomes numbered that way as well, and travels through that journey, the Fool's journey. I also want to, in this deck, specifically talk about, the Strength card. First, the Strength card shifts to card number 11. It's depicted here. She wears a lemniscate on her forehead. She is this bright angel. She has her lion and her lamb and her beautiful transformative energy here. However, when I think of this experience, I shifted out to this depiction of balance, which is actually card 14, Temperance, which is a very shifty card in and of itself. This goes back to the tour Glastonbury. This is the Glastonbury well. This is the well with the lion. It's red and white, and the chalice, which Sweet G's talks about transformation, and the depiction of it can be white energy, the clarity of passion. It can be red energy, the heat of passion. All of that is contained within the sacred well water. All of that is contained within the strength of the lion and the human, that you can name what you want to be in this card. You can name what you can be what you want to be. You can find your own strength, your own creativity. You can redirect your own vision and redirect yourself onto the path. This is very evident in the tiny little cards that are Shadowscape. In Strength, we see here on the top, there is once again, the female creature, the lion, that human and feline swirling energy, gathering strength, being able to roar. But also, back here, we see a tiny little Siamese house cat playing with a bell on a golden red cord, a golden bell on a silken red cord in her own bamboo forest. So you can be the huge golden lion on the pinnacle, on the precipice, on the plinth, or you can be the tiny house cat ruling your bamboo garden, ringing your own golden bell, keeping your own space. I just think it's spectacular. And of course, this fool is one of my, thank you. This fool is one of my very favorite depictions. She takes flight, she stands on her toes, she alights wrapped in red ribbon and flies. Friends, hashtag tarot helps. How does it help you? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. It's been a wonderful witching day. Thank you for joining. It's been Jay.